My name is Lindsay Cloughley. I'm the lead tutor for the Higher National Certificate in Business, and we also deliver a Higher National Diploma in Business online. I've been with Activate Learning a very long time. I started as a PGC student at the college probably nearly 20 years ago now, coming in to teach business. I started teaching business access to business, which is a progression course from level 3 for older students. I have a military background, and so I diverged into public services, and for about 7 years I ran the foundation degree in policing, and I came back into business and I was responsible for our foundation degree in business, which has now moved into a Higher National Certificate, moving online to make it a more flexible learning opportunity. I've had a very varied career. So I started after completing a business degree at the Scottish Business School at Cloughley. I joined the Air Force, and I was a supply officer for 8 years, serving all the way around the world, responsible for warehouses and stock, some of it sort of avionics, quite technical equipment. And at 21, I was responsible for about 35 people, all making sure that we worked together as a team effectively. When I left the Air Force, I went to work for the United Nations. So I was the head of purchasing at the headquarters in Zagreb when the UN was in the former Yugoslavia. I did that for 3 years. I've come back to the UK, and I stayed in warehousing and purchasing, so I worked for a children's book company. And then I had another career change, and I started at Activate Learning studying to be a tertiary education teacher, higher education. I think it's the variety of students that we have on the course. Because it's an online course, we're taking in students from all over the country, and they're all coming with different experiences. Many of them are in work or looking at changing careers, and so they're bringing in a variety of information. So we have a whole range. We have students who've come straight from A-levels and students who are being sponsored by their employer, as well as people who are thinking about career changing and developing their business acumen. Okay, so High National Certificate is the same as the first year of study at university. We'd say level 4, but it's post A-level or A-level equivalent. And it's a really neat way of organising a course. So a High National Certificate is the first year. The Higher National Diploma is the second year of a university, equivalent like a university course. And then if you've got your Higher National Diploma, you can go to pretty well any university in the UK and say, I'd like to top up and I'd like to do a degree year. So it's like getting a degree, but in 3 separate stages. Because we're online, we have the flexibility that some of our students study part-time as well. So if you study full-time, it's going to take you a year to complete your HNC. And if you study part-time, it's going to take you 2 years. It is a degree equivalent course, and therefore, just like with a degree, you do have to be able to commit a fair amount of time to your study if you want to be successful. So we have, for every unit that we deliver, there is an hour of lecture and an hour of seminar discussion a week. If you're studying full-time, you're going to study 4 units a semester, so 4 units every 6 months, 4 units a week for 6 months, and then another 4 units after that. If you're studying part-time, you do 2 units each semester. So you are committing part-time 4 hours a week of study, plus your personal study, which needs to be at least another 4 hours. So part-time, you would need to be able to commit at least 8 hours to study, and full-time, you need to be able to commit at least 16. We have a learning environment, Activate Learning Online, and all the work is submitted via that virtual learning environment. All the resources are available, so you can have access to that all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you are studying at 1 o'clock in the morning, You can go online, you can look at the lectures, you can hear the lectures back, we record them, you can see what work you have to do, you can see what additional reading resources are available, you can see what the tutor has put online that you might like to go and research further. So all of that is available at any time, depending on how you want to study. Tutors are available through email, telephone. We do Teams calls. Effectively, if you need to talk to someone, the best thing to do is to email us and go, can I set up a meeting? And of course we'll set up a meeting and we'll talk through whatever issue you have. Okay, so this course prepares people in a variety of ways. It's a general business course, so it gives a really good underpinning as what business is about, how business is run. We cover what you would consider to be sort of the traditional business units: finance, HR, marketing, operations management, and business context, so just what businesses are about. We also run a research project, so how you get information. And some of those are about what we'd call soft skills, about problem solving and communicating and writing in a business environment. So it's not going to give you a specific business skill. It's not going to turn you into an accountant, but it is going to give you a really good understanding of the management side of business that you can then build on. Additional support for students is really important at Activate Learning. We have a fantastic higher education support network for our students, so we can learn, academic writing skills and all those sorts of things. And it's been really important that this is transferable to our online provision as well. So all of our students get an induction and introduction to what study support is. They have a one-to-one interview to assess their support needs, and we set up interviews through Teams to give help with essay writing, research, referencing, which is always popular with students, to get all those skills together and to help them with those things. I think the positive engagement of the students is important no matter whether you're teaching online or not. We have cameras, we have quizzes, we have had coffee mornings, we have a drop-in hour where you can, if you have any questions, you can just sort of drop in and say, oh, by the way, could I just ask this? I think the online business courses give a huge opportunity. Most of my students have come because they want to improve their career prospects in some way, but they don't want to give up work. They want to study, but they want to study in their own time, in their own way. They may not have the opportunity because of family commitments or other reasons to move to study. And the HNC, the Higher National Certificate, gives the opportunity to almost like dip your toe in study. You're committing for a year, and if it works and you want to go on to do the Higher National Diploma or you want to go to university, that's great. If it's been okay, you've quite enjoyed it, you've liked the experience, but you've realised there's a lot of work in there, whatever, you've still got a qualification and you've been able to manage it yourself. So it's not such a big commitment as 3 years at university. It can fit around maybe your personal circumstances more effectively, and you can manage your time much better because you're in control of when you're studying.